Well, today's topic that I want to discuss is female masculinity. I just recently came across this topic, this terminology. I sent an email to mainly Butch, and she brought up this term to me, female masculinity, and maybe I'd heard of it before, but it just never clicked. Well, the thing that's kind of in my mind right now is, as I've been, started to go through this FTM transition, and I have decided that even though I wish to continue the testosterone therapy, and I'm still going to have the top surgery, that I am not going to legally change my gender to male. I'm going to legally continue to be female. I am going to change my name, my first name, and I'll change my first name and drop my middle name altogether, and just be Chris. But I am not going to change my legal sex to male. And there are a number of reasons why I decided not to do that. A lot of things that play into that decision that I don't really want to go into right now, but the main thing really is that, I'm going to be 60 years old this summer. I've lived 2/3 of my life as a female, a large portion of that as a butch lesbian, and I just feel like there's just too much history there for me to deny it, or to be to just not talk about it, to hide it, or whatever. But the major thing really to me, I had ovarian and uterine cancers, or you could put them together and say ovarian and uterine cancer together, but anyway, back in 2008, and I beat it. Luckily, it was caught early enough. It hadn't spread beyond the pelvic area, so that was good. It was confined to the reproductive organs. So having a total abdominal hysterectomy and a bilateral oophorectomy, that took care of all that. And then I just had like 6 rounds of chemotherapy, which wasn't bad. And I have a tattoo commemorating that on my right arm, saying that I beat ovarian cancer. And it's like, well, you can't really see it on the camera, and I don't really want to bother to do all the angles to show it to you, but it's a pair of boxing gloves, and the top part says I beat, and then underneath it says ovarian cancer. A guy designed it for me back in Colorado when we were visiting there one Christmas, the Christmas that I had the cancer. We were up there visiting, and so I don't want to alter that tattoo to say just beat ovarian cancer. I beat it. Now, trying to pass as a male with that tattoo, people be like, huh? No, I beat it. I've spent almost 60 years as a female, and I'm not going to deny or hide who I was. I'm not going to use that name again, the name I had. but I'm not going to, you know, change my gender to legally male either. This is where to me, where the female masculinity comes in. There is no law that I know of that says that a woman can't wear masculine clothing or have masculine mannerisms or a masculine voice or facial or body hair. There's no rules against that. There's no laws against that. There are heterosexual there are heterosexual rules about it, but I'm not heterosexual, you know. I'm not a heterosexual female, and so they don't apply to me. I can pretty much express myself however I want. If I want to have facial hair, you know, if I want to have body hair, whatever, you know. Who is anybody else to say you can't do that and be a woman? You know, I'll say, well, where's the law that says I can't? Where's the fucking law that says I can't? So, I mean, I suppose, you know, for my own safety, I shouldn't be too, you know, like have a big bushy beard. And of course I could still do that. I could pass as male without having to actually be legally male. I don't know, that part I haven't worked out yet, but I just don't see why it should be such a big issue, you know. And so I'm going to remain legally female and continue. Well, I guess I can't really call it transitioning now, because I'm not trying to, you know, legally become male. But it still is a transition. And it's a transition from, you know, simply being, you know, a female to being a more masculine female, an even butchier butch. I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, I've always wanted to have a deeper voice. I've always wanted to have facial hair and all that. But to be perfectly honest, you know, I don't think I ever really had penis envy, you know. I think what I envied about males, you know, biological males, was, you know, once I became, you know, once I went through puberty, all of a sudden they had all these freedoms and stuff that I didn't have anymore. As a little child, you know, little boys, little girls, you know, I was pretty much free to imagine whatever I wanted to imagine, you know. I could be a cowboy, I could be an astronaut, I could be a doctor, I could, you know, I could be a, you know, I could play out what were then strictly male roles. I could play them out because I was just a kid, you know. Then when puberty hit me, all of a sudden it was changed, you know. All of a sudden I was supposed to start shaving my legs and under my arms, and supposed to wear dresses and makeup and blah 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 and act a certain way, and that shit just never fit me, you know. So, you know, I think a person should make up their own rules about how they want to be, how they want to express themselves. You know, if you want to be a more masculine female, then do it. If you want to be a more feminine male, fine. You know, who cares? You know, these old heterosexual stereotypes, they don't have to apply to those of us in the LGBT community, you know. We can be whatever we want to be. We're free to express ourselves and define ourselves however we choose. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Legally, I'll still be female, which will make Maggie and I still a lesbian couple, which is fine with me, you know. And of course, it's less threatening for her. You know, I've been SIR'd before. Even before I started transitioning, I was SIR'd a lot of times, you know, growing up and stuff. As my voice got deeper and stuff, you know, and my appearance, I would get SIR'd just simply for looking so butch. So it doesn't matter, you know. The only thing that irks me now is being referred to as a lady. Like, you know, the restaurant thing last week. Ladies, you know, don't lady me. I'll fucking tell the next young punk waiter or whatever that fucking does that, I'm gonna tell him, I've never been a lady. Don't lady me, you know. So I'll stand up for myself, you know. Yeah, you might say, well, it's just some waiter or waitress in a restaurant. No, it's my identity. Don't lady me. I'll just fucking tell them, I've never been a lady. Okay. Just don't fucking lady me, alright? Can't you look at me and tell that I'm a dyke, okay? Sometimes I think they do it because they realize, they look at me and say, oh, here's a dyke, I'm just going to show them, you know. I'm just going to show them, I'll call them a lady. Fuck you, you know. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and I'm going to stay legally female, continue to take the testosterone. I may dial it back a bit, the dosage. The dosage I'm on has been making me kind of, you know, more aggressive, short-tempered, really short-tempered. I've never been like this before. To the point where I've started, you know, when I get angry at the dogs, I've started smacking the dogs, which is not good, you know, poor little things. So I need to dial it back. I'm even thinking about maybe, you know, I'm going to talk to my endo about going on, maybe going on androgel or Testim, one of those, you know, cream or gel like that, because there are effects of testosterone having to do with my health and stuff and my libido that I want to keep going, you know. Before I started taking the testosterone, I had no sex drive. After the hysterectomy, I had no fucking sex drive at all. It was dead. And taking the testosterone is really helping to bring some of that back for me. And it's helping some other things, you know. It's supposed to help your bones, help strengthen your bones. And I'm getting older, so you know, things like that. So anyway, that's really it. And so female masculinity, yeah, I think that's a good term, and I think it's a good description of me. So till next time, peace, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.